Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Hoi, I am exhausted from various things, mainly just what I've been reacting to today. I had a very depressing episode of My Hero and a very confusing episode of JoJo. I would like something simple and easy to understand, and with any luck, Fullmetal's gonna pull me through today. So yeah. Last time around, we had Eternal Leave, where Fu and the Buccaneer ended up sacrificing themselves to do some damage to Wrath, and then Ling and Lanfan are going to go in and hopefully kick some ass. Hopefully. We'll see. But yeah, I guess we don't have a confirmation if the Buccaneer is dead, but at the very least, Fu is dead, so that sucks. And then Ed, Scar, Roy, and Riza were fighting the previous candidates for Führer, and then the doctor that created them all created this transmutation circle within the city as well, using the 5 laboratories, and took Ed, Al, and Izumi. I always forget her name. So yeah. So a lot of stuff happened there, so yeah. Anywho, positive energy. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Here we go. やっと見つけた新しい朝は月日が邪魔をする Alrighty, well, guess who has 2 thumbs glasses, is a slightly overweight, and was completely right. This fucking guy. Yep. Well, now, I wasn't fully right, so this kind of begged the question, why don't they use him as a sacrifice? Because I'm pretty sure he did just perform human transmutation, and instead of sending them to a different world, he sent them to Father's lair, which is interesting. But yeah, why can't they just use him? But maybe it's that he's done proper human transmutations and not false human transmutations. And that's what they need Roy to do now. They need him to do one that fails, basically. Which is weird, because did Hohenheim? Hohenheim was a part of human transmutation, but his wasn't really a failure, you know? The one that he and the homunculus were a part of, that wasn't really the same thing, you know? But then again, he's the one who's not entirely human, you know? He's more Philosopher's Stone now than man. But yeah, we were right that they want Roy to be the final sacrifice, and to do that he has to perform a human transmutation. Now, the other thing about that, I will say, that also means that he will gain, see, that's the thing with the human transmutation and seeing the truth, is that you gain and it takes away. Like, it'll take away part of his body, but he will also gain the ability to perform alchemy without a transmutation circle. Now, granted, he still needs a spark, but, I mean, you know, because back in the day, he had to carve a transmutation circle into his hand when his gloves were wrecked, and then he used the lighter. But presumably now, if he does this, he won't have to do that. He just has the lighter. But he needs a spark. That's the issue. He still needs a spark in order to make his flames, you know? Whereas the rest of them, they just do it on, you know, the ground and everything, you know? Does also become the question of, you know, will he still have to do the clap? And if he does that, you know, it's his style of alchemy is so different from the others who have performed human transmutation, though. That's sort of the thing. So I don't know, but it makes sense. It makes sense that he would be the last sacrifice, and now he just has to do it. And the incentive is if you do it, her life will be saved. Riza's life will be saved. So I find it interesting that Scar didn't have a thing to say in that, you know? Because, like, I was almost expecting Scar to say, like, no, do it. And then I don't know why. I didn't entirely think that through, but Scar didn't say anything. You know, he didn't say, "Oh, let her die" or anything like that. He stayed quiet during that, which is interesting. But yeah, So yeah, Roy is the last of the sacrifices, or he will be, once he performs a botched human transmutation. So, yay. Other stuff this episode: Ling and Fu. Terrible, but heroic. Very heroic that they were able to deal a really fatal blow to Bradley, and it looked like they did some damage to his eye as well, you know. But that was really good, and they did knock him into the moat at least. Now, that is the thing, is in the intro we see a fight about to start between Bradley and Scar. So I'm wondering if that's where we're leading to, you know? That'd be great. Bradley versus Scar. Get revenge on the bastard that ordered the genocide of his people, you know? That'd be great. But Ling taking over the body. I like that Greed, you know, I mean, because Greed does say, it's like, well, we got some time before I need to do what I need to do. But it's so great. It's so interesting that Greed is willing to go along with it, you know? And that's the thing. I really do like Greed as a character, because, the whole thing of, like, oh, one of the homunculi has turned on us, or has turned on their side, and it's like, oh, well, that's interesting. And even the guy was like, oh, us and gentlemen, we wouldn't be betrayed or anything. It's like, just shut the fuck up, you know? I'm so tired of these whiny ass old men wanting their goddamn immortality. It's like, just fucking die. Why don't you just fucking die already, you know? Oh my god. So but that's the thing, is that it's like, oh, one of them wouldn't turn on us. It's like, well, one of the others wouldn't. Greed would, because that's his thing, you know? Is that he's only in it for himself. That's why he was away from them to begin with, you know? Is that Greed works for himself. He's not here, you know, for father's dreams of, you know, super immortality or whatever the hell he's doing, you know? Attaining perfection or something. But so it's like, right now it would be in his best interest to side with Ling and the Briggs men, General Armstrong and Colonel Mustang, you know? So it honestly makes sense, and I like that. But Ling getting the power, which I feel like that's even more dangerous, because the power, having that, you know, the ultimate shield with Greed is great, but I feel like while Greed is more powerful, Ling is way more skilled, you know? Like, this dude is a friggin' warrior, you know? So giving him that power, that's incredible. He's unstoppable now. And but I did like that line, you know, when he realizes that Fu is dead, and he's like, I have this immortality. I finally achieved immortality. And I can't even save the life, you know, of my subordinate, you know, someone I care about. And that's kind of the Superman thing, ain't it? The Superman thing. Not really the Man of Steel thing. We won't get into that. I don't know. I've been seeing that a lot on Twitter lately, but that's not a good sign. That's not a good thing if I've been seeing a lot of something on Twitter, so. But Oy. But all that power, and he cannot save Fu from dying. And he went out like a champion, and so did Buccaneer. Buccaneer also went out like a champion, and Even though he's dying before his mission is complete, he's making sure that that mission will be complete by having Ling go down and destroy, take down those soldiers in order to hold the line. And yeah, died with a smile on his face. And I love when, because I think it messes with Olivier to hear, her right-hand man died, But I like that moment where it's like he died with a smile on his face. And she's holding back, any sort of emotion she could have about this. And she's like, well, he wouldn't want us sitting around here crying over him, so let's go fuck some shit up. And it's like, yeah, there you go. And, it makes me think, like, because last episode we had the whole thing of, talking about human transmutation and, for each person that does it, there's someone they want to save, someone they wanted to save. And the question to Olivier was, do you have somebody that you would risk everything to save? And she said, well, no, soldiers aren't really like that. But I bet that did cross her mind. Even though she knows it would not work, the thought crossed her mind, It's the same thing when Hughes died, When Hughes died, even though Roy knew everything that the Elrics had gone through, that, human transmutation is impossible, he was standing at the grave thinking, he was going over everything. He's like, I am trying to figure out everything about human transmutation while I'm standing here, knowing I will never reach the conclusion of bringing back Hughes. But still, he was running everything through in his head, So I bet that thought did cross Olivier's mind, hearing that her number one man had died, But he died a Briggs man. He died a proud soldier of Briggs, And Fu died a proud warrior of Xing, so... Hey, at least they went out like fucking legends, But the person who's not going out like a legend right now is Riza. Even though she is a legend, man, just a quick cut on the neck. Like, man, fuck off. Fuck these people. But hopefully they will still save her, even though it sucks. It sucks that Roy has to do this. Roy has to perform this human transmutation and damage himself so severely, So, I don't know. Maybe if they make it out of this, Hohenheim can, patch him up like he did with Izumi. Granted, he never did that for Ed. He certainly can't do that for Al. Al's just knocked the fuck out. Poor Al. Poor Al. He's just kind of... for the last, 30 episodes, Al's kind of just been a punching bag, It's like he's kind of just been out for so long. So, yeah, he's just kind of laying there for a bit. And then, yeah, the whole thing, I forgot there was supposed to be an eclipse on the Promise Day, It's like, oh yeah, that's a thing, the eclipse, oh yeah, I guess we should see. The thing is, the last cartoon I watched that kind of had an eclipse, well, there's probably been 1,000, but the first thing I'm thinking of hearing, there's an eclipse we have to deal with, I'm thinking of Avatar with the Day of Black Sun. You see the friggin' moon, maybe it's the other way, I don't know, whichever way, you see the friggin' moon climbing into the sky and getting closer to the sun, Whereas here, I have not seen the moon in the sky at all, and it's like, well, it's got to get going, Speaking of, by the way, because I remember I looked this up, for those, mainly in the States, we had that big eclipse, 2017, I want to say. I unfortunately kind of missed it. I did not have the proper glasses for it. But there is another eclipse coming to the United States next year in 2024. I looked it up because I was so pissed that I didn't have eclipse glasses. So, maybe, it might be a little early to get eclipse glasses because, it's still early in 2023, but everybody remember that. I'm certainly going to be looking at it this time, but yeah. There's an eclipse coming, and I don't know, I haven't seen the moon rising into the sky, but doesn't matter, it's fine. But yeah, what an episode. So, we'll have to see where we are going to go from here. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.